All right, we're live. Welcome everybody to tonight's call. I hope everyone is doing well. And it's getting towards that time of the end of the year, right? So, people are running, hitting certain goals, and really doing really well. So, as we head into the new year, tonight's call is going to be all about how we can further improve uh, things that we can implement for our team. Maybe what are some of the struggles that you guys have had throughout the year, things that we can try to correct and really push past. Um, I don't know. Let's do we are we getting the ball rolling on that? Tashina, you just unmuted yourself. I feel like you want to get the ball rolling. I'm assuming.
Listening to the 12 Days of Diamond and listening to a lot of the trainings that have been put in the silver group as well, because they actually will post the gold calls in there and we can rewatch it even though we're not on the gold call. So twice a month we get that stuff. I actually sent postcards out to some of the team members and a lot of the team members that said, hey, I want to know how to get my oils paid for. And I kind of boiled down what I thought some key things would be to concentrate on in the new year and to focus on, especially if maybe you've been back and forth with doing those things. So I have 10 points that I sent out in my postcards that I can share. And then I think maybe everyone can elaborate on that. And then from there, we can just go on, again, everyone that's on the call, what's your current struggle? Whether that's, I feel like I'm stuck at my level, I don't know how to do this with health issues or whatever, just like throw out what their issues are and whoever's on the call, maybe try to help with that.
All right, that sounds good with me. Let's start with that then. You said there was 10 points that you got from the 12 Days of Diamonds.
Yeah, like I said, it's not like it's not like very it's just as I'm listening to all these information, I take in the green and I spit it out in red. So it's like consolidated.
Okay, and then we can flesh them out and elaborate on them and see how we can help each other out.
Yep.
So go ahead. What's number one?
So the first one is purchase your ticket to convention. Like, you should have your ticket to convention yesterday. Yes, it may seem like when you look at your finances, how am I going to get there? Whatever. Purchase your ticket to convention. Use that as motivation to get there. You're going to have your tax refund coming up. Just purchase your ticket to convention and worry about how you're going to get there later.
Yeah, I mean, just to kind of allay any of that, I think the first year that Dana and I went, we had no clue how we were going to get there, and we actually ended up purchasing our flight like the day before, and it was like massively expensive because we waited so long. But I mean, here it is. It's December, and convention is in July, so you have roughly 7.5 months. And I think usually I don't start checking flights until about like February or March, right before they start to go up. So, like Tashina said, I mean, if you purchase your ticket, uh, that's the biggest obligation. I kind of feel like you obligate yourself to go. Any of those fears that you have of, oh man, I may not be able to afford it, they kind of go away once you buy your ticket. And then, I mean, worst case scenario, if for some unforeseen occurrence something comes up and you're not able to go, someone's always going to be looking for a ticket. But I mean, it's well worth it to go ahead and get your ticket. It's because it's worth it. Like, I know me personally, it's one of my favorite times of the year that I look forward to every single year now.
And I honestly will say, whether you're building a business or you just need to have more information about this company, it's worth going. The first year that I went, I thought that it was going to be a certain way. Like, I thought it was going to be your general multi-level marketing, rah, 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 make money type thing. And like the very first day, it was like, this is the foundation and we want to give back. And so, like, boom, this is our heart. This is what it is. And if you ever come across different people that like aren't really they're like, well, why is Young Living better? You guys, just are saying that or whatnot. Like, that's going to help to really verify those things, because you get to see the farms, you get to see the people that are working on those farms and hear them speak and things like that. And so to me, every single person needs to go, whether you're building a business or you're not building a business. It's not that kind of party. Like, everybody needs to go.
And I mean, the other thing I'll press on this really quickly is it's got something for everybody. I know I look forward to the experience. If you are fortunate enough to hit silver, I mean, they have the silver soiree, is that what it is? So if you're like blue personality and you like to party or mingle or whatever, like there's some of that too. If you are green personality and you just want education, there's plenty of that. If you are red and want to learn how to make money in this business, plenty of that. There's plenty of yellow with the foundation stuff that appealed to Dana. So, I mean, like I said, it's a fun, it's a fun trip. It's well worth it. So get your ticket if you have not.
And I know for us, we are looking into Airbnbs. So if anybody is like interested in that, we would love to get like kind of a final number on that, so we can kind of see what we're working with and just finalize the Airbnb.
Melissa from Nova Scotia, you want to add to that?
I sure do. For me, because I'm all the way from Canada, it was really important for me to go to smell all the different oils, because they have at the expo everything on display there. So you can actually go around and look at all the oils, smell all the oils, get some hands-on experience that way. Also, a big thing for me was going to the farm. Knowing that I'm able to visit the farm, see the lavender, see the distillery, and the education. I'm really big on education, so that was really important for me too. And then to meet the rest of my team and to, network and get to know other people's experiences with Young Living and the oils. That was really important.
Yeah, and one other thing I just want to hit on, because Melissa, we met you at this year's convention. We had a nice time. We got to spend some time with you, and I think of like even from a standpoint of whether you want to learn about product or whether you want to learn about the business. Young Living Convention, and Melissa, you can probably attest to this, takes a huge learning curve off, right? So I just want to touch on the fact that, like, if you are one of those individuals who are trying to build a team, like, you have to lead by example. So get your ticket first and your team will follow. How can we expect them to do something that we haven't done? So, I mean, it's a fun experience. Go ahead, Melissa, you were going to say something else?
I was just going to say that, yeah, there's a huge learning curve, huge educational group of information that you gain from going to convention. And then you have the general sessions, but you also have all these other little sessions, which can be from anything from cooking with essential oils to essential oils and pets to supplements to how to build your business. There's so many different topics. So like you said, there's something for everyone.
Julie, did you want to add anything, having gone? I think you've probably gone to convention like 4 times now. All right, so the next point then, Julie said we covered it. So one of the things that like Shannon Hudson has been talking about, and again in a couple of the silver groups, making sure that we get to the rally. So the rally is it's like a mini convention, information directly from corporate every 3 months to keep you on track and keep you motivated. So making sure that you get a rally on your calendar. There should be one within 30 minutes to 4 hours away from everyone, no matter where you are. And then the important part too is how many people are you bringing with you? Because when we have these large events, it's not just you getting the information, that's great, but you can bring other people to get educated with you. So you get to the rally and how many people are. So as of today, do you have your ticket for your rally, your local rally? And from here today going forward, how many people are you bringing with you? Because again, just like with convention, you're going to get a lot of information about the foundation and about the products and be able to educate people by just having them sit next to you rather than giving them the information yourself.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing with that is leverage. Sometimes we want to say something or we want to share some things with individuals, but maybe we don't feel like we're the most gifted speaker or the most knowledgeable person. Being able to leverage something like that where they can get around people who can answer their questions or teach for you. I mean, why not? If the hardest thing you have to do is bring a person, I mean, that's kind of a no-brainer, right? Something to think about.
Yeah, the other aspect is, the half scripture that Scott Schuler always kind of half quotes, right? A prophet is never respected in his own town. Like, you will find that as much as your family members that you've introduced and shared with, or some of your best friends that you shared with, you will share certain things with them and you're like, they just don't listen to me. And then you'll take them to an event and someone else with a different personality will say the exact same thing and they'll be like, oh, I never heard that before. And you're like, I said that all the time. But so it's always good for them to hear basic stuff from different people and from different personalities. It may be the key of what they need to move forward. Any other comments about that? I don't know. Either of the Melissas, if you guys have gone to rallies in your area, how that's helped you?
I was just thinking that, you're learning certain things and then you hear, like you were saying, you hear someone else talk about, say, Nick Jared, and you always pick up a little tidbit, something else that you can build on, something else that you can share with members of your team at these rallies. So there's always something different to learn and other people that you can meet too around your area. So it is really, really good, especially to have that motivation every 3 months to keep going.
The next thing I had and from some people doing amazing and quick and wonderful and leverage, but even if Cooper who has doing the line years on her still more areas have monthly meetings with your teams or Zoom calls. And so something she posted. So for anyone who's watching this replay, hello, and visit, but for anyone watching the replay, make it for your like I don't know here, you lost for whole team, give them the answer only like I can this and then so I have in my remember 12 weeks. If you're really serious about getting your oils paid for, you should put a reminder in your personal calendar for this to come up. Like, people shouldn't really have to tag you or remind you if your personal goal is to get your oils paid for, because this is a venue where you can ask questions, where you can promote a topic. Like right now, we only have topics through mid-January. You can let us know, what do you need? What do you want? How can we help you? And get a topic on there. So it's really important for you to get this on a weekly basis. And it's something that every platinum and diamond leader tends to do with their teams to move forward. Any other comments?
Oh, you can talk, Julie. She raised her hand.
Yeah, go ahead, Julie. I don't know if maybe she accidentally raised her hand. But I mean, yeah, these calls are important. I think like most of the people on this call, I mean, we're not in the same immediate area, so sometimes maybe it's a little harder to get together on a in-person basis. But I mean, hopefully you guys are finding value out of these calls. And, so that's why we always thank you guys for tuning in and for your attendance, because, part of being in Young Living is about community and building community. And one of the ways you do that is through things like this, having team calls.
So Julie said that her mic is not coming off mute. So when it came to the rally, she posted, rubbing shoulders with individuals and breaking bread with the team is nice, as well as when it comes to the calls, it helps you learning to be a leader. If you're a leader, you should really make an effort to support the team call.
I am unmuted now. You sent me a link. Thank you, guys. You guys have done a superb job of being here every Sunday, whether you are in a car doing it from a party you're at or whatever. You have set the example of being leaders very, very well. I appreciate you guys doing that. I do try to get here as much as I can, but I should, like you said, Tashina, it's something that is one of the things that I'm working on. Is to, I literally just sent my grandbaby out the door. I know you guys all have kids, or half of you do, and you put them away or put them to bed or whatever. I have to learn and relearn that. But that's one of my goals, because I feel these calls are so important as far as supporting one another in the efforts, especially a call like this, which is talking about goals and how to get to the top or how to even rank up to the next level, wherever you're at. If you're not on these calls, and these are the basic of basic things that shows leadership or wanting to be a leader, then that's something that you need to work on, and that is something I need to work on. But that is the basic of leadership skills, is to be on a team call. It's the team call. And so if that's what you're trying to do, and you're going to be leading people and you want to lead people, and even when they have their own teams, I know there's other people, that have their own teams going, and so they have their own side things going. This is still the team call. And I'm going to try to stress that over the next week. I've been talking to people on the backside and trying to call and talk. I really feel that this is something more important than all the other stuff, because we're supporting one another. That's all. But you guys have done a great job being there. I don't know where this team would be without you 3 people. Melissa, you're dedicated too, but I'm serious. You guys, I just really appreciate you guys' efforts for doing this. And I hope that I can try to support it better.
I will just add to that too. I was going to just say, even I just think about when I was working at different companies and things like that, whether it was like when I was working at Costco or when I was working at Bluemercury, we always had team meetings. Whether it was weekly or daily, a lot of times, when we came into Bluemercury, it was in the morning, everybody came, we were like, this is our sales goals, this is what we're trying to do, what we need to do to accomplish it. Everybody was on the same page, and then we went out and did what we needed to do. The beauty about, the structure of this type of business is you are not an employee, right? You are the owner of your business. And so however you want to work it is beautiful, and it's perfect for you. But it's nice to, again, have the camaraderie of a team. Because again, we can sit down, say, these are our goals, this is how we're going to reach it, let's work together. You are in business for yourself, but you're not in business by yourself.
Exactly. One can't raise up without the others. There's, I don't know where would I be? We should all be supporting each other, at least on these phone calls. That's a team effort all the way around. So I'm glad they're being done. Good point, Tashina.
Yeah, I think that was an amazing point. I didn't even think of, Dana, because if you guys are my friend on Facebook and you're following me, you know that my day job, we're in complete turmoil. I do not know if I'm going to have a job after January 15th. And one of the things that they're doing to keep us calm and keep us informed is my VP is having weekly calls and my team has calls. And so that's very true. To keep synergy and communication and structure in a team, that's just a normal thing that you do, is have weekly check-ins. So that's really important. point.
Even every restaurant, I've worked in several in the years past, they have the meeting before the thing gets open and everybody knows their station, their place, who's doing what, the side jobs, whatever. Almost every business has that. And so it's what keeps it together, like you said, the structure. So, it's good.
So then the next theme that's been coming up over and over is make sure that you have a system. So when I'm doing my mentoring with the corporate team that I get to do every other week, that I'm blessed with able to do that. Some of the other calls that have been in the 12 Days of Diamond, there's so many systems out there. There's Vanessa Romero's, there's Propel, there's Game Plan. We have the system with Vital 180. Whatever you choose to do with your team, make sure that you are following that system and that you are promoting that system, because that system can educate. For everybody that's currently on this team, I would suggest that at least you go through Vital 180 one time. It's free. You don't have to buy a book. You don't have to pay for it. Some people find it very green, very boring. What I would do necessarily is, like, if there's something you see that you're struggling with that system, like classes, then go onto YouTube and find somebody you resonate with. Look up how to have a successful class, how to do follow-up, how to do vendor events. Go on YouTube and you can find all types of resources with Young Living and outside of Young Living when it comes to vendor events to help you. But it's very important that you are making sure that you yourself are getting weekly education on how to share with people, how to have a successful class, etc., and that you have somewhere to direct your team when you sign them up to get that same information.
Yeah, I think that's important. Dana and I were listening to Lindsay Teague Marino the other night, and one thing I love about her is she said something to that extent that everybody's got a different way of building, but sometimes what happens is we're like the dog chasing a squirrel. As soon as we see something over here, ooh, I want to do that. Ooh, let me try this system. Oh, I think this will work better. And there's no right or wrong way to build it. I mean, Lindsay built completely online and has never had one single class. For her and maybe certain people who are like her, that probably resonates with them. But whatever system you choose, don't be like the car that's all over the road, because it's going to be extremely hard for your team to follow. So there's all these systems available. Like Tashina mentioned, we have Vital 180 as our primary one. Scott and Brenda have developed that and put a lot of time and effort and resources into it, but it is very green. So you should at least go through it, because that information is there and it's a resource that you need to be familiar with. But if you found a different system that you're having success with, that's totally okay too. Just find a system and stick with it.
I agree that everyone should definitely at least go through Vital 180 one time, especially when you're first starting out, because it is the star and the star, senior star, all that is very basic stuff and there's a lot of books and things that they suggest that everyone, however you are building, it would be good to have those in your library and at least go over them at least one time. Because, I mean, for your career, those are right there at the very beginning. All those books, those are things that all of us need to learn from. These are the masters of network marketing that we can learn things from. Even Scott and Brenda, they are not my cup of tea. They are not the type of personality I would really love to listen to, but they're in Royal Crown. Why not? I mean, you can get a tidbit and you can get a lot of information and take what you can from that and then find your own way. There's another one I like too, is YL Gathering Place, and all the stuff on there is free. I love Game Plan. That I've done that a couple times myself. Whether you call that bing bonging, every time I go through one of those, I take something from them that I feel is really important, and I hang on to that. So I don't know if you're saying your leaders are doing that bing bonging around or not, but I just find different things from different ones that I appreciate, and I will share those with the people under me, and they can choose what they want to do, really. But trying to have a specific system when you're first starting out is just go out, have the parties, get your calendars filled. You guys know that. There's not a whole lot. It's not until you hit executive where you're really starting to lead some people that you really have to, find out a specific way to help your downline. But like Tashina always has said, Vital 180, Vital 180, Vital 180, because it's all there for us.
Yep, definitely. Yeah, I really like YL Gathering as well. I'm using it as the basis to create a Spanish system because there's no way I could take Vital 180 and translate all of that in Spanish. I need something that's like 15 pages.
Yep.
To do that. There's just it just wouldn't happen if I had to do that. So definitely everybody, you should definitely take input from every aspect. I've done the game plan before. And there's keys that I wouldn't have even known, like the thing that Sarah Harness said, that when you have a class, you need to invite 50 people every single time. That was super key that I never heard in any other system. So getting inputs from every area is definitely key. But again, we do want everybody on this team to at least go through Vital 180 once. Because like you said, the getting started, like people will come to me and they'll be like, well, I don't know how to navigate the virtual office. I need training on that. It's in the getting started of Vital 180. Go over Vital 180. Like there's just some basic stuff in there that people need to go through.
Agree.
All right, so the next one is something that is mentioned over and over, and the reason why I'm actually having every other week calls with corporate because Jeff Pearson asked me, "Do you have a specific mentor?" And I was like, "No." He was like, "Okay, well, we can be that for you." Is request a weekly check-in with the person that signed you up, if they're super active, if that's your enroller, or with another mentor that you see above you. So I hear people all the time feel frustrated or stuck, and they ask me questions. And actually 2 days ago, I had someone message me and beg me to transfer to my team. And I asked her, do you know who your upline silver is? And she said no. And then I print screen it, the page of my account where it shows you where all your upline is. And I sent it to her. And I was like, I need you to find out who your upline silver is. And so she print screened it back to me, and it looked like she didn't have an upline silver. It actually went straight to platinum and then diamond. So it was a little weird, her structure. And so I asked her, do you know who your platinum is? And she's like, yes, she's texted me before. And I was like, so what you're asking me to do to switch over to my team, the support that you want, call your platinum. You said she's texted you before. Call her and tell her the same story and get the support you want. So you do not move forward in network marketing unless you help other people. Like all of your upline executive, your upline silver wants to help you. So if you feel frustrated, if you feel stuck, if you have a question, reach out to your upline executive. Like they want to help you. They want to give you information. So if you feel like you are going week after week after week after week feeling frustrated, then say, hey, can we have a weekly call for 30 minutes for the next 8 weeks, for the next 12 weeks, because I'm really trying to get executive. I'm really trying to get a $500 check and have my $300 oils paid for, because I need to bounce ideas off of you and move forward. Because having a mentor, having some guidance has been stressed over and over again in a lot of the calls that I've seen.
Can I say something? I totally agree with you. I am here for anybody. They want to talk. I'll tell you, I took over Leah's team thing the other week and sent out all these text messages because she's not being able to do it. And I got so many people texting back, wanting advice or whatever, or, what. My point is this, though. When we take our time away from building our business to help others build their business, or to make suggestions that have worked for us, we're not trying to tell them what to do. but this is what has worked. This is what we've learned from the Royals. This is what we learned from all. This is how we got to silver. This, and we're not trying to tell you what to do. We're just telling you what has worked for every single other person around, and you'll find your niche, but you have to do the work. Once we tell you, or once we make suggestions, we want to see those people doing something towards that work. And when they don't, then they're taking our valuable time away from our business. And so a lot of those Royals, or a lot of those, not Royals, they're all diamonds, but all, and the diamond, the 12 days of diamond, you don't spend time with people who aren't trying to do the work. Even if they're trying a little bit, you see some kind of effort, or that they're going along with some of the suggestions that you make. That's a positive sign. But if they're not, and every week there's another reason why they can't, or they're just so shy, or they just can't come out of their hole, or they, whatever the reason is, then it's costing us our time. So I'm not trying to be meanie. I'm just trying to be real, that we are here to help anybody who wants to take or make the effort to move forward with their business. And I swear, you can call me anytime. I'm telling you, anytime. But I have to see something being done over the process of a month or something, that you really are trying. Otherwise, I just don't have that kind of time to spend on somebody, because there's other people in line wanting to build, and it will do the work. And so that's all I have to say there. I know I sound so mean, and I don't mean to sound like that. But
Well, I'll just really quickly add to that. I mean, we do have some people on the call, and maybe you are an obliger and you need accountability. And that's why getting back to events being so important, because you're forming relationships with people that may be able to give you that. I know we have some people on our team who they mesh really well together, and they've become friends, and they met through either us and Young Living, but they will get together and they will do care calling sessions because they enjoy each other's company, but it also gives them accountability. So having a coach and a mentor is very important. But even if you need an accountability partner, I mean, you're going to find that just by being a part of the community and associating at events and coming around.
All right, the next one I just had was consistency in sharing. So it was really good because there actually were a couple diamonds that did need to take a break and gave information about this is what you do when you take a break. But a lot of them took a break when they were diamonds. So being able to have that consistency until you hit platinum or diamond and you have that residual income coming in is a benefit. They talked about that. But if you decide I'm going to build online, and therefore every day I'm going to try to interact with 50 people and I'm going to share 5 times online, or if, as Sarah Harnish mentions in her book, 4 classes, if you decide to be a person that does classes, 4 classes a month for a year, or if you decide to do one-on-ones, then the equivalent is about 15 one-on-ones per month. Or if you're a person that decides to hand out samples, which is something else that Sarah Harnish does do, she has her little purple bags where you hand out a little sample and you hand out the mini game plan. So whatever you choose to do, you have to be consistent at it, and you want to use leverage as much as possible. So we have Facebook classes that are scheduled through April. We've pulled a lot of our team, and they need Facebook classes and they need to understand vitamins and they want some information. So we've put Facebook classes that are open to the public and open to everyone at least once a month. And then I have once a month in Spanish as well for any of the team members that speak Spanish. So you can use that as one of your 4 classes. And then in addition to that, we know people are limited. We know people have health issues. And so if you said, there's no way, even if I do 1 Facebook class with somebody else and I show up at a in-person class, there's no way I can do 4 classes. I'm only going to do 2, or I'm only going to do 1. That's fine too. It'll just take you, twice as long to reach executive or silver or whatever your goal is. And that's perfectly fine. But you have to, as Adam Green mentions, you have to work this part-time instead of sometimes. You don't work it when you feel like it. You commit to saying, I'm going to work 10 hours a week for the next year to try to make sure I can get an income that's $500 a month. Oh, I have an issue. I have less energy, so I'm going to back it down to 5 hours for the next 3 months. But you whatever your hours are, you got to work those part-time hours and you got to be consistent.
Go ahead.
And just to kind of add to that, I would agree with that too, because I would say, like, even for me in the beginning, mostly I just shared with people that I was working with. I shared with, my friends. I shared with, people that were around, and I plugged people into classes that other people already had. So at the time, Leah had classes going on, and Tashina had classes going, and we'd be at different Big B's and things like that. And so I would just simply act like it was my class, and I would just invite people to that class, because at the time I wasn't really at the place where I was really hosting a whole lot of my own. And then there might have even been times where I didn't get to the class, but I still invited, my 50 people or whatnot. And I know that they're going to be taken care of, right? So, like, even if I can't show up, like, I know that there's other leaders there, there's other people. And not to say that I'm just expecting them to take over or whatnot, but things happen, right? So again, that's the beauty of, we're working this as a team. We're working together, because there might be certain areas where, that it's just not reasonable for you to get to, Bloomfield Hills on a Tuesday evening during the week. But you might have people that are in that area that could or whatnot. So I would just say too, that's another way to kind of leverage yourself and stay consistent. It doesn't have to be huge, elaborate things starting off, but again, we have stuff for people to plug into.
Okay, the next point I had, it seemed like at least 90% of the 12 Days of Diamond was mindset. They at least mentioned it, right? So make the goal, again, if you're setting goals for 2019, to do at least one personal development book per month. So we put the suggestion out there of the 4-year career last month. So, and it's suggested in Vital 180, and tons of leaders have suggested it. So if you haven't read the 4-year career, the Young Living version, it only takes an hour to read it. It's a very thin book. I would suggest that you put it on the next week to read that. And then the next suggestion was The Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. There's several diamonds in this area that have suggested that. I started listening to that. It is very helpful as far as changing your mindset and helping you get up beliefs when it comes to money. So again, if your goal is to get your oils paid for within the next 6 months, I would suggest that you make a goal to get through one personal development book per month. Obviously, we're not saying that you take away from any other study that you have, right? Like, get your spiritual studying done first. The best personal development book is the Bible, first and foremost. Get that out of the way in the morning, but try at the end of the day to do 15 minutes of personal development.
Because if there's anything in network marketing that it will bring out as you grow in leadership, it's your insecurities and what you don't know or what you think you don't know or don't think you're capable of. So I totally agree about the books. Read them and practice what they say to help yourself grow in ways you just didn't think that you could. All your insecurities, all that stuff comes out. Dana, right? I mean, we think we're going through life all hunky-dory and everything's fine, and then you have to lead somebody. It's like, what? You got to teach somebody what? No, teach. But anyway, those books, all the books and all the people that you listen to, Eric Waring, all of them, anyway, they're good to help you get out of that shell and push yourself beyond anything that you could do or thought you could do.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. I would say even like once I did start doing my own classes, my first couple classes, like I literally remember one class at my house. I went upstairs to nurse my son and I tried to hide up there, and I was just hoping that Tashina and my mom would teach the class because like it gave me that much anxiety just to teach in front of people, like in my own home that I knew that I was like related to my friends. Like I'm like, I can't do this. Like I remember the first like networking event that I went to, and I was in the car, like, can someone please pray for me? Like, I'm hyperventilating. I have all the valor. I can't go in there. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do. Like, I want to throw up. I don't know what to do. So I will say too, personal development. I honestly feel like in this business, I needed a whole year just to be a normal human being. Like, cause I was so behind the curve of just personal development.
Yeah. It's true. I remember going to the convention the first year that I went, and I was out there a couple days before Leah came out there. And I'm telling you, I don't travel by myself and never have. I do it now all the time. I go to Detroit by myself all the time. Before, I always made my husband go. I mean, just there's so many things that I travel all over now. And do stuff on my own. You know, I've done the classes. I remember the same thing. The first class I had, I literally was nauseous the whole time, but I made myself do it. It's like I stepped into it, and each time I did it, it got easier until you just do it. Remember the first time you ever did a live or did one of these? It's like, oh my God, I can't do it. You don't even want to speak. And it just becomes easier each time you do it, but you got to do it. If you don't test yourself, nothing will ever change. You'll just stay where you're at. So you guys have all done it. Oh, well, Tashina, you've always been kind of out there. Very comfortable with yourself. Or at least you portray that.
Anytime I have to do something new, though, like it's the same thing. Like I have plenty of green. The first time I went to a meetup, a networking event, it was like this. I expected it to be a little bit different. It was like a bar environment. Everyone was in their 40s. It was like nothing but white people. I literally went to the bathroom and thought about not talking to anybody. Like I literally had to go to the bathroom and psych myself up. And then I went out and I sat with people, and I actually got a one-on-one from that first meetup that I went to because I pushed through that fear. So it doesn't matter what personality you are. All of us have had negative experiences. We have that negative voice in our head. We got a little bit of yellow or green in us, every single person. We all have to push through that.
Yeah.
So the last point that I had, just because I do want other people to contribute, was just ask questions, ask for help, keep asking. Like I said, 2 days ago, someone reached out to me and they said, hey, I feel lost. I don't know what to do. And I directed them back to their own team. I told them, call this person, tell them this story. They will help you. People reach out to me once a week in Spanish or whatever. Google, YouTube, find the information. And if you can't get it, ask people within your team, ask other leaders and other teams. Everyone is willing to help you. Just keep asking. Don't stay frustrated and don't keep it inside. Just keep asking for help because there's so many resources and so many people that can help.
But if you're just starting out, it goes back to those basics. You got to face the fear of getting in front of people, whether you want a class or you want to do a one-on-one, if you want to do a Facebook class, an Instagram post. Some people are afraid to post. I have several people that I've been working with that are afraid to post writing, even the copy that they would post with a post because they say they don't sound like everybody else. You know what? So what? You have to get past that. You are who you are. And until you grow a little bit more, you are who you are. And so you just have to face those fears or you're not going to grow. And so we've all had to do it. Every single Royal has had to come out of the shell and face some fears and still face fears. Everybody's got to do it. We all start at the same place, basically. Now, there's some who are much more, can speak, like Anthony speaks so well all the time. You know, some people are ahead of the game in certain things and other people are ahead in other ways. So, but you have to work on whatever it is you're in fear of. You have to step into it. And if you don't, it's going to be the thing that holds you back.
Yeah, that's so true. I mean, I refused. I refused to share in Spanish for 2 years because I was like, I don't know all the words. I don't know the things of the, and now from being in the mastermind and I'm trying to help other senior stars and executives, and they say the same thing. And that's what I tell them. I'm like, just do it and do it bad. Like, do it bad 100 times so that you can get okay. And then do it okay 100 times so that you can get like so. And then do it so 100 times so that you can get like good. Like that's just what you have to do. And you'll be surprised about everyone feels that way and everyone watches you. Like when I started doing stuff in Spanish, I would only use scripts, just like every other green person that does here. I would only use scripts. And then when I went to the convention down in Mexico, I did my first live for the first time without notes. And I felt like garbage afterwards. I felt like I had so many grammatical errors. I shouldn't even post this. This is horrible. But in that live, I said, oh, it makes me feel so good when people come up to me and tell me they enjoy my lives. And the next morning, the first thing when I went to the Zumba class, somebody came up to me and hugged me and said, you said in your live yesterday, it makes you feel good when somebody says they watch your live. I saw you last night. So just do it anyway. It's not as bad as you think it is. You make it so much worse in your head than it actually is.
It's true. She's raising her hand.
Carolyn, I'm new to the Zoom group. So hello, everybody. I'm with Dana and Anthony. So anyways, I'm excited about going live, doing a small, intimate Facebook interview this month. And so I guess my biggest thing I'm learning even from you all in the team meetings, this is my first Zoom, as I mentioned, is just really product knowledge. And so I really need to just go back to basics. I'm here, visit the Vital 180. I think both you all, when I came in Southfield, helped me to get logged in onto that. So I know that would be a huge help, and even some recent information that was sent to me. So I think just, you know, with me, I'm a little bit newer, I'd say, even with myself using products, I want to at least feel a little more confident speaking about the products. And it also seems like even going, of course, to a convention, an annual convention, would give me a really sound basis. But yeah, everything you all have spoken about as far as, you know, the team support, mentorship, I mean, time is money, you know, just everything about, you know, the system and helping one another and the meetings and everything. I mean, you can see how vital and important everything is. But I know for me, you know, sure, nerves are there, but I really like even how you all are just putting someone at ease with failing, keep failing until it will get easier and things like that. But I know for me personally, that's something I'm just, you know, admitting, unless, you know, even if someone else has that same problem or, you know, thing to get over, I know it just seems like I want to know more before I go live. But I think I will be scripted with my first live call as far as the oils, because I really want to speak about, you know, them and, you know, just go from there. But there has to be a beginning. I know I won't know everything when I go live. I just want to feel a little more, I don't know, confident about it. I guess that's maybe just my personality about it, but, you know, maybe that just won't be it, you know, my first time around, but I am excited, you know, about that. So I think, you know, I can understand some of the sentiments spoken about from you and Julie, all of you all. Mm-hmm.
There's nothing wrong with using a script. Nothing at all. That's how almost all of us started out, is using a script. And then, you know, how long you been using the oils?
So I ordered some ninja, probably, let's see, my first kit was the cleanse. So I'd say August.
So you've used lavender, peppermint, the standard oils of the kits, and you know how they work for yourself.
Yeah.
Vital 180, if you go back there, Dana, I don't know how you're training her, but Vital 180 has the, you know, the class, the basic class, the 101 class. And in there is a handout. And the handout's a beautifully crafted, you could just read, and maybe in the side, like under lavender, Dana or Tashina, even I myself, I don't even care. You're welcome to call me. You could put a few little side notes about how it's made you feel, because when you're talking, you're going to be nervous and you're going to forget. But if you can look down right there and just read what it says and then add your own little tidbits to each one of the oils that you've used and how they've helped you, simple is good. Simple is good. You don't have to know a lot. And you know what, Tashina, that is another thing that comes across from every diamond in this diamond, 12 Days of Diamonds. Everybody wants to know everything because they don't want to sound like they're silly or dumb or they don't know anything. But the fact is, your passion for what you do know and how you have used it is what will count. They want to know that you've used it and that it's helped you and that it will help them. You don't have to know exactly all of it. Just tell them that, when they start, get it on them, and you'll be fine.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that too. Very encouraging, all of you. Thank you.
You're very calming. You're a very calm person.
Thanks so much.
I will just add too, like, you have to also remember you still know more than what they do. So even if you forget something, even if you kind of misquote it, I still read from a script. I still have verbatim, I go, insert, you should look at people and smile.
Yeah.
I still am very, and a lot of times it's funny because my husband will laugh at me because he is a little bit more natural with it. Like him and Nikki, they can get up there in a class and they can just have a good little time. And I'm like, did y'all even talk about oils? And everybody wants to sign up, right? But you are going to attract your tribe, and that's okay. So the people that want all the information and details and knowledge, they're going to cling to you because, that's who I am. But I throw up information on people and everybody's like, I have no idea what did you say lavender does again? Afterwards. And so it's okay. So just remember that you probably still know more than they do.
That's true. Good point.
Adam Green gave a good talk yesterday or day before, whatever, with Bill Bliss or Brooks, how he used to have to know it all. And he'd get up there and I was like that too. And I would just spill everything I knew from everything I ever read. And the people would go out of there, their heads would just want to explode because I said so much. They don't need all that. They need to know that lavender is calming, and will help settle children down when they're a little bit active more than you like. And that it's good to put on your face or whatever, just simple things, really, really simple, because those are the things they're going to take away. All the other stuff is fluff. And they'll get that down the road. And when they do want it, then you just direct them to the resources that gives it to them so that they can become independent of you and learn on their own. Not totally, but, and learn on their own.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So we did start 5 minutes late, so we got about 7 minutes left. And I apologize for talking so long. I just want to share some information that I thought would be helpful. But I just want to give the Melissas a chance to let us know if they have any other concerns that we can help them with or what their goals are. So Melissa Warner, if you want to go first, and then Melissa from Nova Scotia afterwards.
You want to repeat that again real quick?
Yeah, if you just want to share with us what your goals are for the next 6 months or so, and then if there's any concerns or questions or anything that you think that we can help you with the fact that, you have an executive and a couple silvers on this call.
Well, for me, my goal is to build my business, to get people under me and to get the enthusiasm going. I've been trying to do parties. That's why I tried doing the online thing, just because I haven't been very successful. I've given out, samples. I've talked to them blue in the face, and I'm around too many cheap people, or I'm not doing something right. And I've been trying to take advice from what Leah has told me, the 5-second rule book, girl, wash your face. I'm trying to do those self improvement kind of things. And I'm not having very much luck. So I guess I just need another direction to try and go to find my niche on how to make my business grow, get the right people, and start seeing the fruits of my labors.
So, Melissa, have you gone through Vital 180? Have you gone through the Getting Started and Star and Senior Star training?
I've done the beginning. I don't think I've done the Star or the other one yet.
So I would definitely suggest going through the Star and the Senior Star training, because there's some information about how to have a successful class and posture. And then again, if that doesn't give you the information that you need, hit YouTube and say, Young Living, how to have a successful class. Young Living, how to do follow-up. And you'll find a lot of people have done, YouTube videos on there. And hopefully with that, putting that information together, you'll find what your missing pieces.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Melissa, number 2.
Hi there. Yeah, so I do need to do the Vital 180 walkthrough, the intro, the star, the senior star. I want to be like Anthony. I want to be able to get up to senior star there because he's just running and I got to get caught up. So you really encouraged me, Anthony, I must say. I know that you have some help from Dana and you got Tashina nearby, but you really do encourage me, seeing how you just signed up there not long ago. So that's really great. And I find too these calls are really encouraging, and they kind of put your goals and your mindset, kind of start fresh each week, trying to figure out what you're going to do each week. So I have to overcome my fear, and I have to do Facebook Lives. I have to have parties. I have given out samples. I have posted a couple things in my stories on Facebook. I try to share stuff on my Facebook posts, but I know you have to focus them. You have to direct them personally. You can't just put it out there. So yeah, I need to really work on facing my fear and step up. I know I can do it. It's just, I think, like we were saying before, it's just, your mindset, and just go out and do it. Like for me, hearing that you, Dana, and you, Tashina, have been in my spot before is hard to believe, because you guys are just so natural now. Like, you're really encouraging to me. I can't understand how, Dana, you could be trying to hide upstairs from the party down below. And Tashina, how can you say that, you put off doing a Spanish thing for so long? Because you're out there, like you're natural. So if you guys can do it, I can do it. So yeah, it definitely helps to watch the 12 Days of Diamonds. I learned a lot too from Lindsay Elmore. There's a lot of little things that, personal growth is huge. I've been doing the 15 laws of growth with Marlene, with that group. So I've learned a lot of things with that. So that's wonderful. I've learned a lot about myself, but I just need to, face the fear and do it anyway, right? So that's kind of where I'm at. I just have to sit down and do that Vital 180 thing. And I have a couple flip kits here, and, I really just need to touch back with a couple girls that I touched base with last week. There's one girl that's super duper interested. So hopefully I'm going to try and see her at work tomorrow. But yeah, so I'm going to try and get one of my members on ER. She wants to order some more products. So I've got my game plan set for tomorrow when I see her. So yeah, I just have to keep plugging at it. And like you said, if you only do it, you need to do it part-time, not some of the time, right? So even though you're busy, you got to try and make it a priority. But it really helped. These Zoom calls really help. So, and just knowing that people are out there, willing to help, right? And I know we need to understand that we don't want to waste their time, and we need to do the work. We need to show up, right? if we're getting help, we need to show up. So lots to do, that's for sure. But yeah, no, this call was really good tonight. Thank you guys.
All right, we got like 30 seconds before we got to shut it down. I just know from all the leaders, our goal is to help you guys achieve. I know Julie has had all of her leaders just rocking it, and she's going to be gold within the next 3 months. I still don't even have a gold leg, but I'm still trying to be gold within the next 3 to 4 months. I had a really good Zoom call with somebody last night that's a personal trainer, and he's seeing it, so I'm hoping he's going to sign up. So I know Dana's going to be silver by February. Anthony's going to be executive by February. So I know we're trying to lead by example. We're trying to stay busy. But at the end of the day, we just want you guys to get what you need. We really, really want to help everybody to get executive by February. And we are here for you. And whatever you need, just please reach out to any of us at any time. So with that, we'll move on to events. Upcoming events, again, January 19th, get your ticket to your rally, and from there, decide how many people you're bringing with you. Find the rally that's closest to you in your area and get there. And then for the team, again, we know that people have holidays or time off and travel. So on the 27th, we have a Facebook class for fitness and weight management for everyone on the team, public to anyone. And then January 1st, we have a cleanse class that's going to start. We have a little bit of a presentation from Oil Revolution Design. Dana and Anthony just did their live on that, but we want to do a challenge with the team for anyone that needs it. Some people may not need it, but if anyone needs a cleanse after December, starting on January the 13th. So those are the most immediate things within the next 30 days.
All right.
I have one quick question.
Go ahead.
Just about the cleanse class. I know we were going to talk about, I think there's 3 different products that you're mostly going to use for that cleanse class and the challenge. Are you guys going to tell us what they are so we can make sure we have them ordered up so we can participate?
Yeah, so if you watch the live, I'll send you their YouTube video. But okay. On the 1st, I am going to go over all of the cleansing products, and the ones that you're going to need is the cleansing trio. Okay. If you order the cleansing trio, it's listed and it's 10% off, then you'll be set. But there's a couple other add-ons, and again, I have an Oil Revolution Design thing that I'll go over on the evening of the 1st.
Okay.
But I'll send you the video though.
Thank you.
All righty. Well, it's that time then. We'll set you guys all free. Thank you for being on the call. 10T off now. 10T, Julie? 10%. Yeah, is that the cleansing trio?
Anytime Young Living packages something in a kit for you, you get 10% off. So the cleansing trio is 10% off of if you would buy them individually.
There you go. Okay. All right. Well, once again, so take advantage of that. But once again, thank you everybody for being on the call and good interaction. Hopefully you guys found something useful that you can put into practice going forward. So take care. Remember, get your rally ticket. And then we'll see you guys on the next one.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you. Bye.